A minority of people get rich by luck or inheritance. There is a asterisk secret behind the daily habits asterisk of millionaires that isn't talked about much. Many make basic mistakes, thinking saving alone is enough, but what really makes the difference lies in asterisk 7 small actions that almost no one mentions. What if you discovered that the key to building wealth lies in simple, yet powerful gestures the wealthy repeat every day? These habits don't require impossible sacrifices, just a shift in mindset, and the most amazing part, anyone can start today. Those who apply these strategies don't just multiply their money, but also escape the trap of work hard forever. Could these 7 financial habits be the real reason behind millionaires' fortunes? Today's video will reveal what they do so differently and how you can copy each step. Don't miss this chance to transform your financial life, and if you want to learn more about how to get rich the smart way, subscribe to the channel and start your journey toward success right now. Picture this: while most people hit snooze 3 times and rush through their morning like they're late for their own funeral, millionaires are already 2 steps ahead. They've cracked the code on something we all have access to, those precious first hours of the day. The wealthy don't just wake up, they orchestrate their mornings like conductors leading a symphony. Take someone like Tim Cook, who's up at 3:45 a.m. reading emails and hitting the gym before most folks even dream of coffee. It's not about being a morning person or having superhuman willpower. It's about recognizing that rich minds understand morning energy is liquid gold. They've figured out that the brain is sharpest when it's fresh, so they tackle their most important money-making decisions before the world starts demanding their attention. Here's what'll surprise you: successful people don't actually do more in their mornings, they do better. While others scroll through social media or watch the news, which, let's be honest, is rarely good news, millionaires are reading industry reports, planning their investments, or learning something that'll add value to their wealth-building journey. They treat their morning routine like a sacred ritual because they know that how you start determines how you finish. But here's where things get really interesting. What they're actually reading during those morning hours isn't just any random stuff. Wealthy people have figured out something most folks miss entirely. Your brain is your greatest money-making asset, and just like any investment, it needs constant feeding. They don't just stumble through life hoping things work out. They deliberately upgrade their mental software every single day. Warren Buffett famously reads 500 pages a day, and Bill Gates devours a book a week, but it's not because they're trying to impress anyone at cocktail parties. These guys understand that knowledge compounds, just like money in the bank. When Buffett reads annual reports or Gates digs into climate science, they're not just learning, they're hunting for the next big opportunity that others will miss. The rich see education as their personal ATM, not a boring chore they escaped after college. What's fascinating is how they choose what to learn. While most people randomly pick up whatever's trending on Amazon, millionaires are strategic about their knowledge diet. They study their industry, yes, but they also venture into completely different fields: psychology, technology, history, because they know that wealth often comes from connecting dots that others can't see. It's like they're building a mental treasure map, and every book, podcast, or course adds another piece to the puzzle. Now, speaking of connecting dots, here's where most people get networking completely backward. They think it's about schmoozing at fancy parties or collecting business cards like they're Pokemon cards. But wealthy people, they've turned relationship building into an art form that has nothing to do with sleazy sales tactics. For them, networking isn't about what they can get, it's about what they can give first. Think about Reid Hoffman, the LinkedIn founder, who built his entire fortune on understanding human connections. He doesn't just meet people, he creates value for them before they even ask. Rich individuals have this uncanny ability to listen, really listen, and spot opportunities where they can help someone solve a problem. They might introduce 2 people who need each other, share a valuable insight, or simply remember something important about your business 6 months later when it actually matters. Here's the kicker: millionaires network everywhere, not just at business events. They strike up meaningful conversations with their Uber driver, the barista at their coffee shop, or the person sitting next to them on a plane. They understand that money flows through relationships, and you never know who might open the door to your next big opportunity. While others see strangers, the wealthy see potential partners, mentors, or collaborators who could change their financial future. But here's where things get really mind-blowing, and this might be the biggest shift in thinking you'll ever make. Most people wake up asking, how can I make more money today? But millionaires ask a completely different question. How can I create more value today? It sounds like semantic gymnastics, but this tiny difference in mindset is worth millions. They've figured out that money isn't something you chase. It's something that chases you when you solve real problems for real people. Look at Sarah Blakely, who turned cutting the feet off her pantyhose into a billion-dollar Spanx empire. She wasn't thinking about getting rich, she was thinking about solving a problem every woman faced but nobody talked about. Or consider how Elon Musk didn't start Tesla to make money. He started it because he genuinely believed electric cars could save the planet. The wealth followed because he created massive value first. Rich people understand that the market rewards problem solvers, not money chasers. What's fascinating is how they measure success during their day. While most folks count hours worked or tasks completed, millionaires count value delivered. They ask themselves, did I make someone's life better today? Did I solve a problem that people will gladly pay for? Did I create something that didn't exist yesterday? They've cracked the code that the universe has a funny way of reflecting back the value you put out there. Now here's where most people get their money mindset completely twisted, and it's costing them a fortune. You've probably heard the advice to cut out your daily latte to save money, right? Well, millionaires are over there laughing because they understand something most financial gurus miss. There's a massive difference between being cheap and being smart with your wealth. They don't penny pinch on everything. They invest strategically in what multiplies their money and cut ruthlessly on what doesn't. Think about Warren Buffett driving his old Cadillac for decades while dropping billions on Coca-Cola stock, or Mark Zuckerberg wearing the same gray t-shirt every day but spending millions on his home security system. Rich people aren't afraid to spend money, they're just incredibly selective about where it goes. They'll drop $50,000 on a course that teaches them a new skill, hire the best lawyer money can buy, or invest in top-quality tools that save them time. But they won't waste a dime on things that don't move the needle forward. Here's the secret sauce. Wealthy individuals see every purchase as either an investment or an expense. An investment puts money back in their pocket over time, an expense just takes it out. So they'll happily pay premium prices for things like quality education, reliable technology, or networking events that could lead to million-dollar opportunities. Meanwhile, they'll drive a modest car, live in a reasonable house, and skip the fancy dinners that drain their bank account without adding any real value to their lives. Speaking of value, here's something that'll blow your mind. Millionaires have figured out that time is literally money, but not in the way you think. While most people sell their time for a paycheck, wealthy individuals have learned to buy time back and multiply it. They understand that every minute spent on low-value activities is a minute stolen from wealth-building opportunities. It's like they've discovered a secret currency that everyone has, but most people spend carelessly. Take someone like Richard Branson, who famously delegates everything except the decisions that only he can make. He's not being lazy, he's being strategic about where his unique value lives. Rich people master the art of saying no to good opportunities so they can say yes to great ones. They'll hire a housekeeper, order grocery delivery, or pay someone to wait in line at the DMV because they know their time is worth way more than what those services cost. But here's the really clever part. They don't just buy time, they clone it. Successful people create systems, hire teams, and build processes that work even when they're sleeping. While others are stuck trading hours for dollars, millionaires have learned to make money work for them 24/7. They've cracked the code that the only way to get really wealthy is to decouple your income from your personal time investment. Now, all those systems and time-saving strategies only work if you're making smart decisions, and this is where most people crash and burn spectacularly. Millionaires have developed an almost supernatural ability to spot the traps that keep everyone else broke. While others get swept up in emotional decisions, FOMO, and shiny object syndrome, the wealthy have trained themselves to think like chess masters, always considering the moves 3 steps ahead. Here's something Charlie Munger taught the world. Rich people collect mental models like other folks collect stamps. They study psychology to understand why people make bad financial decisions. They learn about compound interest to grasp how small choices snowball over time. And they understand cognitive biases so they can avoid falling into their own mental traps. When everyone else is panicking during a market crash, they're calmly buying more stocks because they've studied history and know that fear creates the best opportunities. What's really fascinating is how they approach big decisions. Most people either overthink everything to death or make impulsive choices they regret later. But wealthy individuals have mastered the art of gathering just enough information to make a good decision quickly. They understand that perfectionism is the enemy of wealth. Sometimes you need to act fast when opportunity knocks. They've learned to trust their preparation, make the call, and adjust course as they learn more. But here's where the real magic happens, and this is probably the most powerful secret wealthy people don't talk about much. They've figured out how to make money while they sleep, eat, vacation, or even argue with their spouse about whose turn it is to take out the trash. It's called automation, and it's like having a personal financial assistant who never takes sick days, never asks for a raise, and works around the clock to build your wealth. Think about how David Bach became famous for his latte factor concept, but his real genius was teaching people to automate their investments. Rich folks set up systems where money automatically flows from their checking account into index funds, real estate investments, or their business growth fund before they even see it. They've removed the human element and human temptation from the equation. While others debate whether they should invest this month or buy that new gadget, millionaires have already made the decision once and let technology handle the execution forever. Here's what's really brilliant about this approach. They don't just automate their investments, they automate their entire money management system. Bills get paid automatically, emergency funds get topped up automatically, and even their charitable giving happens without them lifting a finger. They've basically created a financial ecosystem that runs itself, leaving them free to focus on what they do best, creating more value and finding new opportunities. It's like they've hired the most reliable employee in the world, a system that never gets tired, never makes emotional decisions, and never forgets to do its job. Now here's something that might surprise you about that automated charitable giving we just mentioned. It's not just about tax breaks or looking good at dinner parties. Wealthy people have discovered something profound. Giving money away actually helps them make more of it. Sounds backward, right? But there's real psychology behind this that goes way deeper than just karma or good vibes. They understand that generosity creates a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, and that shift changes everything about how they see opportunities. Look at someone like Oprah, who's been giving away money since before she was super wealthy, or Bill Gates, who's dedicated his entire fortune to solving world problems. These folks didn't wait until they made it to start giving. They built generosity into their wealth-building journey from day one. They figured out that when you focus on lifting others up, you naturally start thinking bigger, taking on challenges that matter, and attracting people who want to be part of something meaningful. It's like giving creates a magnetic field that pulls more opportunities toward you. But here's the really interesting part. Rich people don't just give money, they give their expertise, their network, and their platform to multiply the impact. They mentor young entrepreneurs, connect people who need each other, or use their influence to shine a light on causes that matter. They've learned that true wealth isn't just about accumulating resources, it's about using those resources to create positive change in the world. And somehow, the more they give, the more the universe seems to trust them with. Now here's the final piece of the puzzle that ties everything together, and it might be the most important habit of all. While most people set financial goals in January and forget about them by February, millionaires treat their money strategy like a living, breathing system that needs constant attention. They've figured out that wealth building isn't a set-it-and-forget-it game. It's more like steering a ship that needs course corrections every time the wind changes direction. Think about how Jeff Bezos constantly evolved Amazon from a bookstore to everything store to cloud computing empire, or how Reed Hastings pivoted Netflix from DVDs by mail to streaming to original content creation. Rich people aren't attached to their original plans, they're attached to their results. They schedule regular financial checkups where they analyze what's working, what's not, and what new opportunities have emerged. They ask themselves tough questions. Is this investment still serving me? Have my goals changed? What did I learn this quarter that I can apply going forward? What's really powerful is how they view mistakes and setbacks. Instead of beating themselves up over a bad investment or missed opportunity, wealthy individuals treat every failure as expensive education. They document what went wrong, extract the lessons, and adjust their strategy accordingly. They understand that the path to wealth isn't a straight line, it's a series of experiments, pivots, and improvements. The key is staying flexible enough to change course when needed, while staying committed enough to see long-term strategies through to completion. So there you have it, the 7 daily habits that separate millionaires from everyone else. But here's the million-dollar question. Which of these habits hits closest to home for you? Are you someone who's been hitting snooze instead of seizing those golden morning hours? Maybe you've been penny pinching on lattes while missing out on million-dollar learning opportunities. Or perhaps you've been chasing money instead of creating real value for people. Here's what I want you to do right now, and this is crucial. Pick just one of these habits and commit to it for the next 30 days. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for failure. Choose the one that excites you most, the one that makes you think, I could actually do that, and start there. Because here's the truth nobody talks about. Millionaires weren't born different from you. They just developed different daily habits, one small choice at a time. The real question is, what's your excuse going to be? Are you going to keep doing the same things and hoping for different results? Or are you finally ready to think and act like the wealthy person you're meant to become? Your financial future isn't determined by your current bank account. It's determined by what you decide to do differently starting today. If this video opened your eyes to how the rich really think and act, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. We're just getting started on this journey to financial freedom, and I don't want you to miss a single strategy that could change your life. What habit are you going to start with? Drop a comment below and let me know. Your commitment might be the motivation someone else needs to start their own wealth-building journey.